What is going on, everybody? This is the second time I'm recording this because my laptop ran out of memory. It does not matter. Let's start again. So I'm going to be talking to you now about the new Discord community that I have set up / setting up, just doing the finishing touches to it, getting the ordering nice and slick. Obviously, we'll start posting some content in before I accept entries or people to join, whatever, entries. It will be free to join at the beginning because I want to build up a community from the ground up, similar to Amazon, right? Now that I've done the whole Amazon thing, I'm like, right, I can refine that, I can strategize, I can build it up, and I can do it quicker, so it'll be really cool, and it'll be a great community to actually be a part of. Because people might say, well, why be in a Discord community? I'm in the Facebook group, I'll see stuff. A lot of things I'll be posting will only be in Discord, and it'll be free to join anyway. And you don't even have to look at it every day, right? If you haven't got time, maybe 5 minutes a day in the evening, just see if there's anything new, or just blitz through it on the weekend, like for half an hour. Or 20 minutes. Probably at the beginning, wouldn't even be 10 minutes. Obviously, at the start, the amount of content in there will slowly progress over time, right? And I'm going to put a lot more content into here because it's more live. Facebook and all that, and YouTube, you can obviously do like a YouTube video with a little bit of an announcement or details. People can go and watch. It's just kind of as and when, right? And it's not as time sensitive. In here, there'll be a lot more time sensitive stuff. So there'll be stuff to do with, obviously, any announcements. Just to go over this, announcements, giveaways. I'll be doing all my giveaways through here. Free NFTs, free crypto. It will be like trials for softwares that are paid softwares, but I am able to get giveaways. Obviously, if I sort of go in with any other community and get free, like 5 free entries for a certain thing for 7 days trial. That's what a lot of things happen. That's kind of what happens in the NFT space, right? You end up going in with another project, and you can get whitelists, for example, that they give you, and various things as your communities grow. Exposure. They want to get exposure. Obviously, tweets, roadmap will be anything that I'm releasing related to the community over time. So you'll have a clear, it could be like bringing out a beginner's guide PDF guide on this day. It could be something simple as that. Obviously over time that will expand, right? Education and security, just be like content. I will separate this out to make it a little bit more clear, but right now it's just there. Group calls, every week I'll be doing a group call. An hour and a half long, depending on, obviously at the beginning it might be a bit shorter. And it'll be like any questions you have on NFTs or crypto. That's all. So you can either post them in the chat here, or announcements would just be me posting. Here's the link for the live in an hour. Join me at whatever time. Blah blah blah. And group call will just be anyone that's got questions that they want me to answer in the group call. So then we've got beginners chat and crypto chat, and then obviously a voice. If you want to chat on voice, you can, but most people don't use that. So NFT, beginners, alpha's more advanced, and you've got general. Pretty straightforward, anything sort of chat to do with more beginner stuff. Alpha's more like complex stuff, but you can mix them up. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? Help, any real kind of things you want to help on that are more either time sensitive, or you don't want to wait, for me to obviously discuss it in the live. You're happy just to quickly get a reply and move on. News, anything that's sort of big in the NFT space that is worth being aware of, because there's things happening all the time. And you can jump to all these little places like NFT news, but you've got to start going to all these places. It can absorb time. You can get it in under one roof. Here. So these two will be really important: free mints and whitelists. Now we do this in another community, but I'm going to be peeling away from that community and doing this for my own community because I wanted to ultimately build something for myself. That's why I didn't create a community just yet by myself for Discord, because I was doing something else with someone else ultimately. But here, because it's like I jump, because that's obviously how I got involved with NFTs at the beginning. But I've said I'm moving away, doing my own thing, because I just really want to put my own mold on the space and do my own thing, based on me. But what you'll get in free mints and whitelists is any free mints. So I can just give you a little bit of an example. Right? We go into this. Free mints is here. So my VA will come in and go, these are good free mints potentially to look at. It doesn't mean they're going to be good to get and you can make money, but they're worth looking at. And so obviously this is going to be more time sensitive because you're going to have to figure out, go into here and go, what time is this mint happening? You can write it down in the calendar, or you can write it on pen and paper, or just watch as an example. So you could watch this mint happen and look at OpenSea and go, would it have been profitable? Yes or no? And you can just start to, taking some data in. But the good one that I love in here is the upcoming raffles and pre-sales. So my VA, on a daily basis, sometimes less, will post a block of Premint. And what Premint is, it's a website where you can basically enter to get potential whitelists. It's like a raffle. Just for example, I click this, you would go ahead and log in with your Discord, usually Twitter as well. So just if you haven't got a Twitter, you just create a Twitter. You can see this is a free NFT drop. and you can see there's 8 spots, but if it's free to enter, then why not give it a go, you know? Because my VA does them all for me, and I get a lot of whitelists, and maybe 25% are profitable. So the more you do, the more chance you have to actually make money, and a lot of them are free. So a lot of the mints I get are free mints. I pay a couple of dollars in gas, and I can sell for about $30 profit. Doesn't, you know, it's not a lot compared to what you can make, but if, you know, at the beginning, profit's profit, right? So imagine doing Amazon in the beginning, and, you know, you had your up days, your down days, your left days, your right days, your diagonal days, you know, you had all that, didn't you? And so, you know, with very little exposure in terms of money, you can start making profits quite early. So this is actually a really good one that will be part of the community. And what I'll do before I actually open floodgates for people to come in to this community, I'll start getting my VA to input the data so that you'll be able to see it from day one for these things. And then some of them are time sensitive, of course, so you might not be able to actually enter them anymore. But, you know, I won't be too stupid and, you know, get her to put stuff in now, and then 2 weeks later it's irrelevant. I'm obviously going to be smart about it, but yeah. And then again, anything to do with crypto, general cryptocurrencies, same kind of outcome. So, you know, what am I going to do with this community? So, you know, over time, this is actually quite raw and basic, but it's just a place where we can chat, give advice. You know, like I could say, oh, have you seen, anyone seen, you can give advice. I could say, anyone seen Sandbox? 0.95, can't believe it, great value. And yeah, someone's like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about getting in. Have you seen the news for it? And it's a great place to kind of bounce ideas and, you know, feedback about what you have seen and what you're interested in, and see if anyone else has seen that as well. Or maybe you have made the wrong judgment call, and someone can give you a little bit more information to help you make a better, you know, call, a better judgment call on whatever you're thinking. And it'll be Discord for me is one of the most important factors of NFTs. If you haven't got Discord, it's like being blind, like 80% blind. That is the ultimate. That is it. Simple. So yeah, if you don't know, that is how it works. Because I never used to use Discord before NFTs, and now I'm always in Discord because of NFTs. And it's not like I'm on it all the time in terms of time, but I'm picking up the sections that I need. Announcements, for example, giveaways. You know, getting my VA to go onto the. I'm not necessarily looking at all of the sections daily. You know, I might wait a couple of days and just go into the alpha chat, or if I've got a bit of free time, go in the alpha chat. I'm not looking at them constantly, but, you know, you'll be able to strategize how you want to set that up yourself, depending on your life, really, and you know, the importance. But over time, this is how I'm going to play it. So because I've done Amazon, I kind of have a good idea of like what works, what doesn't. You know, like, you know, does free content work? Does pay content work? Does this work? Does coaching? You know, whatever. So the way I'm going to do it, start it off very simple, and over the next couple of years, I'm going to be adding like lots of free stuff, so content. I'm going to be doing PDF guides, very simple. You know, the first thing you want to be doing is looking at a PDF guide. Very simple, not in depth, but gives you a couple of things that you need to be aware of, even if you're not yet looking. Then I'm going to do a free beginner's guide, very simple, easy, about the core things, the simple things. It's not going to be about buying and selling NFTs, but it's going to be more about understanding how to get prepared for that, you know. Because if you're not prepared for it, you could easily lose your money, buy the wrong thing, buy a fake collection, buy a scam, you know, there's like lots of things that you just need to be aware of before you even go ahead and buy something. So I'm going to be doing a beginner's guide on that. Again, like there'll be like affiliate commission, like links and stuff I'll probably put in there because it's free content, and obviously I want to try to make some income from it. But again, don't want to use it, go ahead and just type in whatever in Google and do it yourself. It's not going to charge you anymore, but yeah, it might help me out. And then I'm going to advance and do a paid course, because now that I've done different paid things within the Amazon space, coaching. I actually haven't done a paid course in Amazon, actually. I just didn't want to. But in NFTs, the potential is so great in the future. It's so ridiculous. It's just like, in my mind, that I understand why people will pay for this content, because there is a shit ton of information to consume. Like, Amazon is not as fast paced as NFTs, not even close, because NFTs are like a maturing market. Amazon is not a maturing market. I mean, it is growing, right? But like the seller base and everything is like, you could say people who do it for years and years and years. Like it's old, you know, it's got more of like an older feel to it. People saying, can you get started in, you know, Amazon at this 2022? Like you can, but you know, many people have been doing it for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. But with NFTs, it's far newer. There's so much information to consume, and it's always changing. It's a fast changing environment. So really, like, if you're looking to take it more seriously, like that would be something you should look at. Because I paid $3,000 for an NFT course, $3,000, £2,600, I think it was, yeah, whatever it ended up being. And like I thought it was a lot at the time, but then I actually saw the potential. I made $3,000 in like 24 hours. remember like one of the trades, I minted something and then I literally just sold it 24 hours later and I made $3 grand. I was like, oh, so really, me paying £2,600 for the course, which just sounded like crazy money, actually was nothing because of the potential returns that you can make. Not that you're going to do it all the time, but even if you did that one time in 2 years, and then you made loads of small profits here, like with the free stuff that I mentioned, and then you make some other medium-term ones, was it worth it? Probably, yeah. Because you're making money over time, and obviously you can expand that. Lots of strategies, and obviously that's going to go into detail over time, right? All that kind of thing. But then moving on to the more advanced stuff, when I actually release the paid course, that'll be way in the future, right? Well, way-ish in the future. And I did one actually for the iGen community, which I'm going to move away from, like I mentioned, and I'm going to create it from scratch again. It's going to have probably over 100 videos because I already did one for that and it had 80. And now that it's been a bit of time since then, there's so many new ideas and videos that I could do that it could be over easily 100. And it'd be like, and these videos vary from 10 minutes to 40 minutes long. And you don't have to watch them all. You can obviously pick out your like core subjects like security, long-term strategies, bear market, whatever it is, because they're not all, it's nice to get involved and play around with it all at some point, but you don't need to do it all at once, right? And then what I'm thinking of doing is creating something quite cool for the community over time. So if you do ever decide to get that in the future, what you can do is, instead of, let's say I got $1,000 per person, and we had 10 people sign up, it's an example, I'd have 10 grand. And what I'm going to be doing is just keeping that 10 grand for myself is, of course I'll do like a 30-day money back guarantee and all that crap. That's fine. But what I'll be doing is I'll be separating that 10 grand into 5 grand and 5 grand. I'll keep the 5 grand, and that other 5 grand, I'll be using that as a community DAO. What I mean by that is that basically that money will be put into a pot, and we will as whoever joins that course, part of that private community, I'll create a separate private group up in this Discord. We will be able to basically have a DAO where we buy NFTs, and then we vote on when we want to sell it and how we want to, what NFTs we want to buy and all that kind of thing, based on the cash that we have or the Ethereum. And then we can make decisions as a group, and then we can buy NFTs and then we can sell them, and then we can distribute the profits between us. So instead of me just keeping all the money, I thought as a nice, cool thing to do, where we can try to get this whole community to obviously improve together, rather than just people here and there. So everyone's, got almost another income stream without it being an income stream, because it's not obviously going to be a guaranteed profits for anything, right? But I could not offer it at all. So it's like if things go up, which inevitably will do at some point, and they still do now, but in terms of a bit more exacerbated profits, then people can still make some money even if they're not doing anything. So if, let's say we bought a ball, let's just change this example, bought a ball but 70 grand. Let's say I had 70 grand. I got 140 people sign up. I made 140 grand, and 70,000 pounds of that was into the DAO, and we bought a Bored Ape. That Bored Ape goes to 140 ETH in a year. I then sell it, and ETH's gone up, and then we make 240 grand profit minus the 70 investment. That profit we then distribute between the 10 people or whoever's in it. Then we were able to give back to the community. And we can, and again, that will all be ironed out over time, because that's sort of my bigger thought process behind it. And then later on, having an NFT for this community. So when you actually sign up, but of course you get an NFT. That NFT gives you access to the DAO, and it will all be done through professional software and stuff on the blockchain as well. So not just me saying, "Do you want to buy this?" It'll actually be a vote system online, and I want to really create some like a cohesive community over the long term. So you've got the people that just want to sit there doing the free stuff, won't be as advanced, might make some okay money, and even some decent money, periodically. And then there'll be different levels, and the people that really want to go at it as a kind of proper thing can do as they wish. So that's how I'm going to structure it over time. Again, that's going to be all malleable and move. It's going to be changing a lot. But to start off, this is how it's going to play. I'm going to finish the video there because enough of me talking about myself and the Discord community that it will be. But because I've been in many Discords, I've even been an administrator in the one I mentioned, that I really now know what people want. And hopefully I will deliver on that. So I will put an announcement out shortly, maybe in the next week, about people that want to join. Again, it will start off very small. Sometimes that's better. Over time, it will expand, and then we will add content and various things to that over time. So I'm going to leave it there, everyone. Have a good day, and see you next time.